Okay, welcome back to part 3 of our video. Where we left off on building our block wall was not knowing how much I had in the way of linear feet in my wall. I had to go back and use my calculator to add up all of my feet. What I found out with my calculator is I have 485 linear feet of wall. And just to keep track of that information, I put it right in my drawing so I don't forget. That way I don't ever have to calculate it again. And now what we can do is figure out how much we have in the way of volume of concrete we have to fill this trench with. So in order to do that, I have set you up with a calculator. It's a concrete calculator in your class page. So the concrete calculator looks like this, and I'll back out all of this information. We'll reset everything. And my thickness is the depth of my wall, which was 24 inches or 2 feet. The width is 1 foot, and the length of this, I believe, was 485 feet. And it's as easy as that to get a concrete calculator. You don't have to think through all of this yourself. You calculate that, and it turns out that I need about 35.93 yards. Now, when you order concrete, or 3,234 bags, which you wouldn't want to open and mix by hand, I want to actually have more concrete than I need when I order concrete. I never want less. If I have less, the job is in bad shape. So I'm going to actually order more concrete than I need. I will way overestimate it. I'm going to order 5 more yards of concrete than I need. So I'm going to actually order 40 yards of concrete. All right, so let's do that. So I'll make a call to Ellensburg Cement, and I'm going to order 40 yards of concrete, and let's see how many trucks actually need to show up. Okay, I called Ellensburg Cement, and it turned out that I need 5 concrete trucks to carry 40 yards of concrete. Okay, so I got 40 yards of concrete that I need, and let's now take our ditch and fill it up with concrete. The thing I didn't tell you is when you fill up a ditch with a form, you need to actually form in your ditch a plywood form with stakes. You need to have a lot of rebar on hand that costs a lot of money. And it's not just pouring into a dirt ditch. You actually need to form this entire thing up with a footing and then a wall pour. But as it is right now, we're just going to easily fill this up with a concrete foundation. So I'm just going to throw in a little concrete in here, and for the sake of putting that where it needs to be, I will push-pull this to its surface level. And there are 40 yards of concrete in our ditch. What I need to do next is I need to actually pull this wall above grade and manipulate it. And to do that so that the foundation stays where it's at, I'm going to push-pull, but I'm also going to hit Control. Control will allow me to copy this. So I have a copy, and that will keep the foundation intact as I raise my wall. The wall itself will be made of concrete block 8 by 8, and it's going to be a height of 3 feet. So I'm going to make mine, type it in, 3 feet, enter, and there is this 3-foot wall. It doesn't look the way it's supposed to yet, but we're getting there. So now what I need to do is replace this foundation concrete with a concrete block. So I'm going to go into my materials area here, and I'm looking for brick, and that's exactly where I get to. And in my brick, I have a concrete block wall, which is 8 by 8. I like that. That's what I want to use. So I'm now going to go in and make my 8 by 8 concrete wall. Now, when I do this, I'm actually going to manipulate my wall a little bit. So I'm going to pause this, fill in the rest, and then I'll show you how to manipulate that wall.